Hi, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Stevie. And welcome to the Unhinged Smut Book Club podcast. I'm on pigeon talk.
Yeah. Ever since I was a little girl, I dreamed of never shutting the fuck up. A TikToker.
Smart women, pathetic men, smut. This is the future that liberals want. Only thing better than boys kissing boys is boys kissing monster boys. We discuss the most unhinged smut that the publishing world has to offer.
It's a book club, but for sluts.
So welcome
Hello.
to the February reading wrap-up.
I feel like January took 6 years, and February was 4 days.
Correct. Yeah, can confirm. Absolutely.
Today's the 25th, right? How? The 25th of February.
Yeah.
How? There's 3 days left of February.
I don't understand.
Where did it go?
I'm so ready for March because March means spring.
Yeah.
And we're in England and I need it.
Yeah.
This was a rough, dark, wet, muddy winter.
Yes. 100%. That was why I fucked off to Morocco last week. Because I was so sad to leave the sun.
Yeah. So Morgan is a lizard person. Not in a conspiracy theory way, just in a way of put her on a hot rock under the sun and she's happy.
Let me bake.
Yeah.
I will open my mouth like a lizard and let the heat out.
Yes.
That's what they do. Did you know that?
That's some part of my brain from my biology studies.
There was always some type of lizard that would live on our black mailbox when I was growing up in the summertime. And he would just lay out on our black mailbox and bake in the Las Vegas heat. And every so often we'd walk past him or like ride our bike past him and he'd have his mouth open and he'd just like, and like just watch us go back and forth.
Love that for him. One of my favorite memories of you is going to the zoo with you guys and you being like a kid with your nose pressed up against the, was it the bearded dragon?
Yes.
Cage, and you being like, did you know that they have no natural born predators, so they make great pets and they love people? It's like a manatee but a lizard. Just like spouting off all your bearded dragon facts. It was so cute and precious. I loved it.
I had 2 bearded dragons when I was a teenager.
Yeah. And then like some kid was tapping on the glass and you were like, hey, no,
don't do that. They don't like it.
Yeah, don't harass my lizard friends.
Leave them alone.
These are my people.
They are my people. They are absolutely my people. I love them. If I could have all the lizards, I would. Leopard gecko, bearded dragon.
I love reptiles.
I'd have an anole. We'd have a snake. That's not a lizard, but...
Anoles are boring because they don't want to be pets.
Yeah, but they're cute.
They are really cute. I had
skitter.
those as a kid.
Yeah?
And yeah, with me and my maybe my older sister had one too. I don't know if we had 3 or 4. But we all got little anoles. And some of them were like totally cool with being held because we were warm. And then they would just close their eyes and go to sleep. But and then I had some in a classroom. And they were like, all of you can fuck off and die. Yeah. We hate you.
It's most anoles, to be honest with you. Because they're small and they think everything's going to eat them.
Which is fair.
Yeah, unlike a bearded dragon. Mm-hmm. Big, no natural predators.
Yeah. And
they're
it's like,
whatever.
Why would anyone eat me ever?
Yeah, and they look spiky. So when a predator sees them, they're like, oh no, fuck that. They're not spiky. They're not spiky.
I want a snake really bad.
So bad.
But they live so long.
Yes.
That's same thing with birds. I'm like, that's a 30-year commitment. That's having a child. That's more than having a child.
Mm-hmm. That's
crazy.
Yeah, and it's like a forever 3-year-old, too. They're messy. They scream at things. They bite you.
Mm-hmm. Because I love birds. I love birds. They're so dumb, but so smart.
Yes.
I love them. I want a pigeon so goddamn bad. I tell my husband all the time, I'm like, Mr. Stevie, I need you to know I am one minor inconvenience away
From getting a pigeon?
From walking out on the street and snatching one up and saying, "You're mine now. Love me." And I think that would heal a lot of me. However, I get a lot of TikToks. I'm on Pigeon Talk.
Yeah. I didn't know that Pigeon Talk was a thing, but of course it's a thing.
It is a thing. And one person was like, "Hey, pigeons mate for life. And you, like, if you just see them by themselves on the street, doesn't mean they don't have a mate somewhere. And if you take them away, they're just going to be depressed and want to die." And I was like, okay, I can't do that potentially to one of them. So I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. But if you find a baby pigeon.
I don't know if I've ever seen a baby pigeon.
No, true.
I've just seen smaller pigeons and big, fat, chunky boys.
It's kind of like baby dinosaurs, right? Have you ever read the article Where Are All the Baby Dinosaurs? There's every type of dinosaur has been named something. And the scientists argue about, like, have they found a separate dinosaur or have they found an adolescent of one type
Fair
of dinosaur?
enough. Especially because, like, reptiles, not metamorphosize, but, like, really change as they age.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a really fun article. I can find it. So, like, where are all the baby pigeons? Where
are they? It's like eels. We don't know how eels mate. We just know they all go to the Bermuda Triangle, and then there's more of them. That makes me sound like a crazy person, but that is a scientific fact.
That's what happens. You're a scientist.
I'm a scientist.
You have a master's in science.
I do. I know what I'm talking about, you guys. Yeah, it's really great that I was, like, teaching the youth about science, and, like, I am absolutely a person who's like, yeah, so all sea creatures are aliens who crash landed here 1,000 years ago. Next question.
There's no other explanation for
No
it.
other explanation. That's it. Look at octopi. Tell me that's not alien.
There's nothing else on this planet that is like them.
Nothing.
Scientists are like, these have to be aliens.
It really freaks me the fuck
And they're
out.
so smart. That's why I will not eat them. I have too much respect and a healthy amount of fear for them. For when the octopus overlords come back to reclaim the planet, I can say, I never touched y'all. Healthy amount of fear and respect for you guys.
Yep. I stayed the fuck away.
Do you want to hear a fact that it'll horrify you?
Yeah.
About an octopus?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing really solid on them other than their beak. If they could get into your mouth, they could crawl all the way through you and out the other end.
That makes me want to actually kill myself. I hate it so much. They freak me out. Things with bones shouldn't be allowed to exist. I mean, biodiversity is important, but I hate it.
Yep, and they're so smart, and they have all the chromatophores, and they can't see any colors. They don't have the rods and cones in the way that people do, or any other fucking animal on this planet. They literally see in black and white, but they have the chromatophores, and they can change colors.
It's so crazy.
How can you not see colors, and but you can make those colors that vividly and camouflage that well?
Anyways, wow. One day, this is a book podcast. Did you know? Is this what you came here for?
How long has it been since you and I have seen each other? Like 2 weeks?
It's been a really long time.
It's been 2 weeks. And again, February has been 4 days.
I know. It's been too long.
With how fast this month went, it feels like I've not seen you in ages.
It had to happen, though, because you finished Onyx Storm the week it came out, and I couldn't get myself to pick it up because the world is on fire and nothing matters. Hence why, spoiler alert, it's going to be a much shorter episode than last one.
Maybe not. You and I just fucking gabbed for 10 minutes
Fair
about
enough.
octopus and lizards.
The book talk will be shorter this month. Just fine. I really had like a fire under my butt. I was fueled by my fury last month. And then this month I was like, nope, got a bed rot. Actually, okay, I was super sick the past 3 days.
Yeah.
Had like some kind of stomach virus or food poisoning. I don't know. It was gastroenterological exorcism of sorts, so to speak. Not to get too gross about it, but basically Saturday I didn't leave my bed, which used to be my favorite pastime.
Yes.
Before I had a kid and I was a housewife, I bedrotted all damn day.
All day. Why get out of bed?
Days on end. And I was losing my mind up there. It's like, I'm so bored. I am so bored.
You
and I
didn't
was
have a
like,
book?
no, I didn't read. Why would I do that? That would be a good use of my time.
Well, listen, I just doom scroll usually when I
Yeah.
bed rot, so
I was TikTokering all over the place. Had to.
you have to.
I don't make the rules. But yeah, so I'm like, oh, the therapy worked a little. Look at that. Yeah. So that was kind of nice to learn about myself.
Yeah, that you were bored laying in bed.
Yeah.
Love that for you.
Yeah.
Love that for you.
Okay. Let's
you wanna talk
actually
books?
talk about books.
Do our job.
Right. How many books did you read this month?
I have finished, as of the 25th of February, 4 books this month.
Okay, I finished 3, and I have 2 more that I think I'll finish by the end of the month.
Yes. I have at least one I have to finish by the end of the month because it is our local book club book, and I host local book club.
Hey, that is not a book I read, and it is not on my list of I'll probably finish by the end of the month.
Oh.
I'm going to go to book club, and I'm going to be that person who's like, hey, I didn't read this, but I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I need to come here to feel something. To be around other adult women talking
I have
about
a feeling
not kids.
it's going to be like me and Nikki are going to be the only ones who have finished.
That's great.
It's fine.
We're going to kick it.
I am listening to it mostly on Spotify. Because that was where I couldn't get it. Like, it didn't come up in my library, and we like extended book club. It was like an 8-week
Yeah, it was a
window.
really long one.
Yeah, because nobody could decide on the beginning of the month because of like breaks and everything. So yeah, book club is on Friday, and I will finish it. But it was like a 9-week wait from all of the library cards that I have.
Crazy.
So I finally was like, oh, I need to fucking read this book.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna finish at least that one, and then there's another one, an arc that I'm like gunning to finish. So yeah, I read 4 books, and hopefully there are 2 more that I'll finish before the end of the month. Hopefully.
All right, I'll let you start then. What was your first book?
It is called The Night Ends with Fire by KX Song.
Oh.
And it is a dark Mulan retelling. Bitch. This fucking book. I don't even remember how I came across it. I can't tell you. I can't tell you how I came across it, but it was available and I downloaded it. And holy shit. It's a Mulan retelling in the idea of like a girl's father, feudal China, is going to war. A girl's father gets called to war, and he says, I've already served. I will not be doing this. But instead of being an honorable man like Mulan's father is, this man is opium addicted and has gambled away their fortune, and like they were a high noble family, right? And he is trying to sell her off in like a husband situation, you know? Like she's 18 now, it's time to call the matchmaker. And it's time to like get a dowry for you so that way I can continue to smoke opium and fuck off, basically. And so she kind of peeks in on this old man that she's being brided to, and he is abusing a servant, and she's like, I'm gonna die here, like I'm going to be a slave in this house. And her father was supposed to report for war the next day. She knows kung fu, and she's like, I can disguise myself as a boy and I'm gonna go to war. And her stepmom finds her, and her stepmom is like, please do not do this. Please do not do this. And she's like, I would rather die free on my own terms than be caged my entire life. When she's having this conversation with her stepmom and she's about to leave, her stepmom says, do you think they'll let you live? She asked me on our last night together. They would never let a woman get away with something like this. Something like what? They would never let a woman hold on to power. In that, like, if they find out that you're a boy, they're going to kill you. Or if they find out that you're a girl, they're going to kill you. And that was basically the entire fucking book. Was just, they would never let a woman hold on to power. Yeah. The female rage that I felt through that entire fucking book. It was so fucking good. Like, aside from just the female rage aspect and like being angry, it was well written. Because I had read at the beginning, I kind of slogged through it, and it felt like if the Poppy Wars and Mulan retelling had kind of been combined. You haven't read the Poppy Wars, have you?
I haven't. No.
That's fine. They have a lot of this like similar tropes of like a human person obtaining a god's power, that god's power driving them crazy. A woman leading a war. But in this, like in the Poppy Wars, like Brynne is the leader. Anyway, like Brynne is a well-respected general for a bit of it. I'm getting off track here. But at the very beginning, I was like, oh, this is like a combination of these two things. And I was a little like, and then she like got to war and I was like, oh, okay. And then also there's a little bit of romance thrown into it. Where like, because in Mulan, there's the Shane and Mulan kind of, you know, they become really best friends. And then at the end, he's like, so I think I love you. We love a bi icon. But, yeah, once it kind of like, it got into it, I was like, oh, okay. So there's a little bit of romance. There's a little bit of like, she's trying to keep the secret. She's trying to be the best that she can be. And by the end of it, there is a second book that is coming out. But by the end of it, the way that it ended, I was so fucking angry. Not because of how it was written. Yeah. I was angry because it was realistic. And it pissed me off. It absolutely pissed me off. And she could have left the book there and like not made a second one, and I would have been satisfied with the way that the book ended. I would have been angry. Yeah. But that's my own feminine rage. But I wouldn't be angry with how the book ended. And I gave it 4.5 stars. Nice. I think. So it was a really strong start to February. But KX Song, the author, said, what if everybody was morally gray in the book? Everybody's morally gray. Okay. Everybody has their own motives. Everybody has their own reasons why they're doing what they're doing. And depending on whose perspective you're looking at is going to tell you if what they're doing is for good or for bad.
I like that. Very Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yeah. I forget Game of Thrones is like that, where everybody's morally gray. Yeah. So it was truly great book. Nice. Cannot recommend enough.
Nice.
Yeah. 4.5 stars. That was very rambly.
That's okay. Speaking of female rage, my first book was Hood Feminism by Mickey Kendall. I finally read it.
Yay!
Finally read it.
How did you find it?
I really liked it. I rated it 5 stars. It is very intersectional feminism 101. Which I think, like, for where I'm at in my, like, learning about social issues journey was, like, more, I don't want to say elementary as in, like, a bad way. Like, I wasn't necessarily the audience. However, I do think it is helpful for people like us who have learned a lot already to kind of revisit how things are explained for people who haven't. You know what I mean? I think it's good for people like us. I think when you're having conversations with people close to you who like aren't there yet, but are so close. Yeah. You know, sometimes we get too lofty and it makes people shut down. So I think it's important to like stay grounded and like, no, these are the basics of these issues. And like, just because it's like base level, hey, this is what's going on, doesn't mean it isn't impactful. Yeah. So I found it really impactful, and it's definitely my goal this year is to consume information that will help guide either my actions or my conversations. So it checked that box for me. And I also really liked how she delivered information in her intro. She says, like, I am not a nice person. Like, I'm not going to hold your hand through things. People don't call me to be the nice person to hold people's hands through things. They call me to say what needs to be said. And
Giving Sagittarius.
I don't know what her sign is. I'm curious to look it up. But I actually think she did I wouldn't say she was nice, but it was just very like
To the point.
Yeah, maybe I'm like biased in the sense of like I didn't feel like it pushed me to be like, ooh, like the book last month, the book Cast had a few moments where it made me be like, ooh, I need to reflect on that about myself. But maybe I self-reflect into like oblivion sometimes. So, like, I think someone like who isn't there on their journey yet, who maybe is waking up from right-wing propaganda and is reading that for the first time would feel like, oh, a little like it would push them out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I think I understand what you're trying to say in that, like, you are self-reflective so you can take the hard truths of something, right? It's like when you are scrolling through social media or reading things and things come up by Black women who are like white women, and like you don't take offense to that because you know that like this message is for you, but it's also it's for you as a white woman, but it's not like for you as like you're not the audience of white women that it is directed towards, if that makes sense. Like you have done introspection. It's like the not all men, right? When people say not all men, a man who knows isn't going to be like, not all men. Like he's not going to be. Yeah. I am absolutely not making any fucking sense right now.
I get like, here's my problem with topics like this is I get so, one of my like biggest fears is being misunderstood in what I'm trying to say. And I think in today's climate, especially around things like, or I think racism in particular, I'm like so hyper cautious of how I express myself to the point where it like keeps me from talking. Yeah. Which is like almost worse. And so
I know exactly what you're saying. I feel the same way as well too, that you don't want to speak too much on a topic for people. You don't want to center yourself in the conversation of like, I know everything about this and like this is what I picked up from it, because like with especially like a book like Hood Feminism, it is written by a Black woman, but Black women aren't her audience.
Exactly. I think that's what I'm trying to say is like, while I am technically her demographic, I wasn't necessarily the audience. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I didn't get a lot from it. That's the problem with books like that is they're written for people who don't want to pick them up. Yeah. And that's what's a bummer.
For sure.
But that's my point. Furthermore, is now I get to harass the fuck out of, you know, certain family members who should read books like that and aren't. I saw a woman who, you've probably seen her on TikTok, who goes to like Thanksgiving and Christmas and just like...
I love her.
Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
She's like, shut up, Bill. We've all seen your Pornhub history. You love lesbians.
Yeah, absolutely. That woman.
Yeah. And someone had said in a comment to her, like, why do you go if you don't enjoy spending time with these people? And she's like, because who else is going to call them on their shit?
She says, I have just enough privilege to make their life harder, basically, and to make them uncomfortable. And that like really clicked something in my brain of like, oh, I too have just enough privilege to make these people uncomfortable. Yeah. Like I don't know. Like I knew that consciously that like, oh, I exist in these spaces. It's my responsibility as a white person in a white supremacist society to call my people out. Yeah. But I don't know. The way she worded it just was like, oh. I think she said, actually, I'm pretty sure what she said is, I have just enough privilege to be a menace. Yes. Because it was like funnier the way she said it. I loved it.
Yeah. That is, I think, a conversation I've seen for years and years from Black women is like, you need to get your own people, basically. Like, Black people have, for so long, specifically Black women, for so long have tried to educate the masses and have tried to save emotional labor. Yes, and it's not their job.
Yeah, trying to educate the people who are like suppressing them.
Right. Is misogyny a woman's job?
Yeah.
No. Right. Like it's not my job to educate men on how to treat me better. It is the men in my life who respect me and respect women, it is their job to teach other men. It's their job to call out other men. I'm going to do it anyway because I can't shut the fuck up.
One thing about me is
I love to fight.
Don't know if you could tell by this microphone and podcast that I own. I love to not shut the fuck up.
Ever since I was a little girl, I dreamed of never shutting the fuck up.
Oh, God, yeah.
And there are report cards that say so. That was constantly the bit of feedback from my teachers, is that I was
funny.
a fucking yapper.
That is so funny.
Right, so I'm going to continue to call men out on their fucking bullshit because, one, I was put on this earth.
It's a hobby of yours.
To do that. It's a passion of mine, to be honest with you. But it's also, I would expect if my husband is in those spaces that he's going to say something and he's going to tell men that, like, how they are acting, what they have said, what they have done is inappropriate and it is not okay to do anymore. And he tells me everything because, we just yap all day long. But there have been times where he has come home, he's like, you wouldn't fucking believe what these people said today. And, like, the way he had to tell people to, like, that's not okay. So,
Hell yeah, Mr. Morgan.
Yeah, I know. He's been doing that for literally over a decade, like, calling men out on their shitty behavior. And so, like, get your people, right? Like, get your people. He knows he knows it's not all men because he's a not all man. But he also knows that there's enough men in the world that have fucked up that, like, make women uncomfortable or that like do really terrible things. And the same thing goes when it comes to white people and black people in that get your people. You know, like, we as white women need to get our people. 55% of white women voted for Donald Trump. That's our job.
Yeah.
That's our job to have those conversations with those women to try to get them to see fucking reason. It's not even seeing reason. It just is like to anyway.
Break through their echo chamber.
Yes.
Because that's another thing is, like, I also know on the other side of the spectrum, people of color or gay people or any other marginalized group will be like, oh, this, I think often white women, this white woman is my friend. And then you learn about them having racist, homophobic, transphobic, XYZ family that they still have a relationship with. And you're like, oh, are they my friend? Are they a safe person? And I know that, like, I'm not that close with most of my family, so I hope this isn't, like, a common thing for me, but I know that can change how I'm perceived. And I don't blame people for that at all. I'm so fucking resentful of my family for that, but that's on them. But I hope people know me well enough to know that, like, I've all but cut off people who I know don't respect me as a person enough for anything I say, any fact I bring to the table, any perspective. They don't not care about me. They don't respect me enough to ever listen to that. I don't really engage with them beyond maybe I'll see them at Thanksgiving and avoid conversation with them. But the people who I do still have a close relationship that were Trump supporters or voted for him, I am the only person
who's going to push back
in their echo chamber that's being like, hey, like, I just had a conversation with someone recently where they were talking about the Super Bowl halftime, which they did like, and I was like, whoo, you're not totally lost. They're like, I'm glad your sister was here watching it with me to explain what was going on, because I don't know if I would have liked it otherwise. Okay. It's like, but I did not like that someone did the Hamas flag. And I was like, that was a Palestinian flag. And they were like, yeah, the Hamas flag.
Oh.
And I was like, nope, that's what we're not going to do. Like, Palestine does not equal Hamas, and vice versa.
I think sometimes you have to meet people where they're at.
Yeah.
And too often with people like that, you have to really sink down to a level that you have not been at in a while, which is something I think that probably makes this book so accessible.
Yeah.
Is that, like you as a person who is self-reflective and has read maybe more in your Facebooks that have made you go, oh,
yeah,
I feel a little uncomfortable with that, so I need to sit and unpack that. This book it's not for you. You are the demographic, but not the target audience, you know? So, yeah, I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah. You can't advocate in spaces that you've walked out of, which is why I continue to have relationships with people who are Trump supporters. That's it. Buckle up, buttercup. The work starts now. What was the first election you got to vote in?
Obama, Mitt Romney.
I got to vote in 2008, which was Obama's first run for president. And that was cool. And I turned 18 in 2007. So I got to I'm from Nevada, and they do canvassing. And because there was no Democratic incumbent, it got to go through the whole process of, like, I got to go canvass. And I think Elizabeth Warren was also running that year. I know Hillary Clinton was running that year, and Obama. And those are the three that I remember. And it was really interesting, like, watching the canvassing process and, like, getting to go through
That's really cool.
The whole situation.
When we move back, I want to get more involved in things like that. Yeah.
Do it.
Not running, but, you know.
Do it.
God.
Do it. There's an organization.
Oh, I've taken classes on She Should Run.
She Should Run.
I have. I enjoyed it.
I love She Should Run. She Should Run. They help women get into office.
Yeah.
Look them up.
Let's move on. I think that is the end of politics for this episode. So it's going to be...
Is it?
Well, for me. All right. Let's keep it trucking.
Book number 2 for me in the month of February was Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wang. If I was angry before,
oh Lord,
that book made me so fucking angry.
The theme of this month really is feminine rage.
It really is.
For me too. Literally.
It really is. That book, Infinity Stars, 1,000,000 stars, emotional damage, 10,000.
Is it fiction?
It's fiction.
Okay, gotcha.
Holy shit. But not fiction. Because if you're paying attention to the world around you, it's all laid out in that book.
You were talking about this on Instagram, I think, and I don't remember what you said.
I went into it blind. That was a book that I had seen these two girls who, like, read thick-ass fucking fantasy books. They read, like, 7 of them a month. I don't know how.
That's crazy.
They had both recommended it during their yearly wrap-up. So I saw this in, like, December, and that's when I put it in my Libby holds. And I had been kind of kicking the can for it, and then I had seen a few more people post about it, and I was like, fuck it, when it finally came up. And holy shit. But I went into it blind. That was all that I knew, is that every book talk influencer that I had followed who had read it gave it 1,000,000 stars. So I was like, okay, this is either going to be incredible or this is going to be the worst thing I've ever fucking read. And it was incredible. I want everyone to go into it blind as I did, but I will. The world building was so incredibly unique. The storyline, unique but also not at all unique, because it is a direct reflection of cultures everywhere, but specifically American culture. Boy. So anyway, the main character, Siona Freinen, is a woman, and she lives in the society where women are really not allowed to reach higher stations. Their whole identity is caretaker. So women often go into careers of teachers or nurses, or they stay home and caretake. It's a magical society, so there's magic. There are mages, and there's, like, regular mages, and then there's high mages, and then there's another level of mages. There's like 12 of them. They're like the super powerful ones. Anyway, in the Society of Mages, they only allow women to enter once every 10 years, and they have to test in the same way that the men have to test in. So basically, if a woman fucks it up, if they don't get in, no other woman is allowed into the High Mages for at least another decade. And that's just, they just think women are frail and stupid, and they just can't, they're too emotional, and they just can't handle it. Yep, here we go. So Siona is living in this world where, like, people are intentionally trying to get her goat all the time. And they say snide things to her to try to provoke her to be like, oh, look, their women are too emotional. Meanwhile, they've just said the most vile, disgusting thing to her ever. And she's constantly trying to prove herself. And Siona is single-minded. Siona cares exclusively about her studies and about getting her work done, and she cares about nothing else. She does not want to take a husband. She does not want to have children because she's seen too many times where women study. They don't get into the High Mages, but they study and they achieve this wonderful work. They marry a male mage, and then that man steals her work. And it all becomes like his stuff, which is exactly what happened with Albert Einstein and his first wife, if people did not know that. Yeah.
Pissing me off.
So, dude, people love Albert Einstein, and I'm like, do you know he stole all of his wife's work and then fucked his cousin? And, like, left his wife penniless?
Right? That's like...
Sure, he was brilliant, but was he? Because a lot of it was his wife's work. Anyway, I digress. So Siona is single-minded. She's been studying. The magic system in this world is so fun. So, like, it is magic in that, like, there's witches and mages. But the way that they use the magic, it's like coding. So they, like, code spells on what looks like this very fancy type of typewriter, and it'll show them an image of, like, where they're sourcing this magic from, but it's kind of just like blobs. And yeah, they have, like, this picture, they type in this code, there's a grid line from where they can source the magic from, like, different spots. If they source from certain spots, it's considered to be, like, dark magic sourcing, so they never source from those spots. So Siona, spoiler, makes it into the High Mages. But again, she's a woman. On the other side of that, the epilogue opens with this group of people called the Quen, and they are trying to cross what they call this crossing. It's a 2-mile stretch where they are running basically to get into... Oh, I didn't even say this. Siona lives in this, like, domed city, this, like, protected city. There's this thing outside of the wall called the Blight that basically just, like, annihilates people. And it's random and nobody fucking knows, like, what causes it, but it ruined it, like, just Thanos' people, basically.
Wow.
Yeah. And so basically, if the Quen can cross the crossing and make it to the other side of the barrier, they can stay in this society, but the society treats them as they are subhuman. They are less than. So they're
like an immigrant?
Like an immigrant. And they're uneducated.
That was not me saying immigrants are subhuman or less than. I'm saying they are treated that way.
In America.
In America. What?
Everywhere.
Europe. Looking at you. But yes, America was the first in mind.
So they have different skin color, different eye colors than the people who live in this city who are, like, naturally born in this city. They speak a different language. They are seen by the people who live in this city as uneducated, as savages. They're too stupid to understand anything. So, like, the kids don't go to school. The kids get jobs as chimney sweeps or in factory workers or bakeries or whatever the case is. These
really
people
is sounding like American immigration.
Yeah, these people have their own, like, the Quen is what they're called. The Quen is everybody who's outside of the city, but there are so many tribes and cultures and skin tones and languages and all sorts of things outside, but they're all just lumped in together as the Quen, and they're all seen as less than, and they're all treated incredibly, incredibly poorly. They live in slums, basically. So, there's a janitor at the High Mage Society where Siona is, and Sayona needs an assistant to work on her project, but no male mage would ever deign to work below a female. So as a joke, they assigned the Quen janitor to Sayona to be her assistant. And it is so incredibly poignant to go through this book and, like, you see the way Sayona is treated and you are mad and angry as a woman, but then the way that Sayona treats Tommel, which is her assistant, horrific.
This is, like, really, truly
American culture.
Yeah. She is a white woman. And it is the, like, oh, I'm a marginalized until I benefit from white supremacy.
Yes. Exactly that.
Wow.
And so it's incredibly poignant to go through all of this and to, like, watch Sayona's development in the book with Tommel and just in general. It really just proved to me that, like, exposure therapy, I think, is one of the best ways to...
honestly.
To get people, you know, it's like when two people can look each other in the eye and, like, they have to work side by side and you start to get to know someone, it does start to change people's minds and opinions. And I am not ashamed to admit, but for a long time, like, that was kind of how it got me places in, like, my own anti-racism journey, is that, like, I didn't have a lot of black friends growing up because I didn't live in an area with a lot of black people, because that's just how stuff was put together in the world that I lived in. And then I started to move around and I started to work with people from different backgrounds, and I wasn't, this might be a part where, you know, where you're like, you want to be careful with, like, what you say, you don't want to overspeak. I would have called myself not racist in my teens and early 20s, but looking back at that, there was a lot of microaggressions and there was a lot of, like, I'm not a racist, but, you know, shit like that. Yeah. So, to watch Sayona, to be a white woman, and
you're both, like, mad for her, but also, like,
mad at her,
and a little at yourself, or at an older version of yourself.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So that's when you were like, we're ending the anger here. I was like, oh, are we? Oh, are we?
Yeah.
I didn't really cry in this book, which is a big surprise.
Wow.
I know, but the emotional damage that was dealt was insane. Was absolutely insane. I cannot recommend this book enough. After Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance, I saw a lot of after Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance, I saw a lot of book recommendations floating around. It was like, if you want a book in this, you know, like the messaging from the halftime performance, and Blood Over Brighthaven was recommended time and time and time again.
Nice.
In like 6 or 7 different lists that I had seen. So, truly, if you want to be emotionally damaged, can't recommend it enough. If you want to be angry, if you want to be hopeful, if you want to be sad, if you want to be...
If you want to feel a lot of things.
If you want to feel a lot of things,
maybe learn something along the way.
Yeah.
Without reading nonfiction.
Yeah. Emma Wang is going to do that to you. She has one other book called The Sword of Kaigen, which has been on my list again since like December. Which is on Kindle Unlimited if you have Kindle Unlimited. If you, as in the audience as well. And reading that book put me into such a huge reading slump that, like, I don't know if I can pick up another Emma Wang book right now, because I might not read anything else for the rest of the year.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So maybe now we're moving away from anger.
Still in, like, feminine rage, but, like, quiet feminine rage.
Okay, fair.
I read A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. This has been on my TBR for a while because I saw on TikTok, actually don't know if she's on TikTok anymore because her account got hacked, A Happy Hermit.
Lily!
Yeah, I still watch her YouTube. And her podcast with Rosie, which is called, hold on, let me shout them out. Oh, The Book Bouquet.
The Book
Duh.
Bouquet.
Okay. Which is such a cute fucking name because they both have flower names. It's so cute.
Meanwhile, over here, we're like, it's a book club, but for sluts! And those two cute, sweet, aesthetic girlies.
So cute.
I told Rosie the other day on Instagram, I was like, you really nailed a crossover between cottagecore witch and like goth girl.
Yes.
Like, just so seamlessly. She's like, I think that's the best compliment I've ever got.
Absolutely does. And then Lily with her giant dogs.
Yes, and her spatula when she talks about things.
Her 10 million book tabs. I respect it. I don't have the attention span for that.
No, when I was first getting into SJM, it was Lily's videos that grounded me in like everything that was happening. And I loved when she was
set me on
gardening and like talking about the books. And I'm like, who is this fucking woman? I love her.
Yeah, I love her so much. I really enjoy her.
Okay,
but she recommended it, and I think the way she put it, this was on an episode of their podcast. She was like, "If you have mommy issues, this is the book for you."
Oh,
which, if you ever hear this, which I don't think you will,
I don't think
for the
you
love
will.
of God, I hope not.
Maybe one day.
I certainly don't have these type of mommy issues, but I do have a mother wound. Who doesn't? My therapist always says, if it's not one thing, it's the mother. Like, because it always cycles back to my mom, and I'm like, this is so not fair. Like, my 3 other parents are not better than her. like, in all fairness, I'm just more critical of her.
My mom would have existential breakdowns every single time. I would say, like, oh, I just got out of therapy, or for 3 months when I was with them during COVID and I was like still taking my therapy appointments, I would come out of the room and she would be crying. And
Same.
She's like, I just feel like you spent the entire hour talking about me. And I'm like, Tammy, I'm not talking about you. Am I talking about my dad? Yeah. Am I talking about your husband? Yes, absolutely. But I was like, no, I'm not talking. I was like, she's like, I just feel like I messed you up, like I did something wrong. And I'm like,
yep.
Mom.
Yeah, it's I
don't go to therapy for you or about you. Like, it's not about you.
Yeah. I can't relate. It is about her and for her and because of her. Mom, you're okay. Not that anyone knows who my mom is, but I do feel the need. I have always, and I tell my mom this because when I started therapy, she was crying because she was like, I knew that you needed help for a long time, and I offered therapy and I offered medication, but I should have put my foot down and said, no, you obviously the person who did it. And I was like, Mom, no. And so when I told her that, I was like, yeah, I talk about you, but I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. I have always been confident that you have always done what you think is best for me.
Yeah.
I have never once thought anything you do is malicious. Like, you might have negative impacts, but like, you're not your mother, Mom.
Especially becoming a parent too, you realize that like your parents were just imperfect people trying to raise a person, a fellow imperfect person, right? Like, your demons don't go away once you become a parent. And
for me personally, that coming of age of realizing my parents are people happened around Trumpism at the same time, which was just like double fuckery. Oof. Anyways, that will be a long tangent, and we've tangented so much this episode, which I'm not going to apologize for. It's my fucking podcast. I'll say whatever I want. But yeah, so these mommy issues, her mom, it was like, it's very obvious she like never wanted a kid and like drank a lot and was like, okay, you're 18, you're going off to college, I'm done with you, I'll wash my hands of you. So the main character, her name is Effie, and she has always believed in like the fairy realm. It's a very comparable world to ours, but it has a very different like religious system, and they often recognize this big like cataclysmic event called the drowning. That's why it's called a study in drowning. And they have these things called sleepers, which I think are like dead but like very great people who they think like their spirit protects them from having another drowning event.
Okay.
And that's kind of like background. I wouldn't say it's not a magical world by any means, in my opinion, just very superstitious in a different religious system. And she's always believed in this fairy king because she had this experience in childhood, and she thinks she sees him all the time, and it's pulling from this one like really, really popular book, like comparable to Harry Potter, right? Like everyone's read it. So many people have studied it. The author's super, super famous. And it's her favorite book. She reads it all the time, basically could recite it front to back. And that author recently passed in this world, and she's in university, and women aren't allowed in the literature course. I don't know if it was called literature, but like English course, because peanut brains, it couldn't comprehend writing or reading. But so she's like, I guess I'll go into architecture, because she had really good scores, and that was another like high esteemed program, but she like hates it. But then this opportunity comes up where the estate of this author, who she loves, is doing a competition to have an architecture student plan to basically renovate his home. Ooh. And kind of like preserve it in a way. And she gets selected, and she's like, that's crazy. I'm a first year. I'm not that great at this. I'm not that passionate, but like maybe my passion for this author and his works like showed enough that I was selected. And she is excited about it, and she goes. And when she gets there, there is a literature student who is also studying him, and she's like really bitter because he's in the literature program studying her favorite author, living her dream, and also this like random incident where she had went to the library to get every book on this author that she can find, and they were all gone, and he had checked them all out, and she's like, fuck you. Just like insult to injury. But then they kind of have like a little bit of banter in like an antagonistic kind of way. And then she learns why he's there and what he's doing, because he was brought there by the widow, and she was brought there by his son, and his son does not like that he's there. And she's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with this. Like, why are you being weird about someone studying your dad? Come to find out, kind of spoiler, he doesn't think the author wrote the book. He was like, he was very uneducated. The writing style doesn't match up with that. Any letters he wrote, the way he writes doesn't align with it. The words he uses, like it just doesn't make sense. And so he's investigating that, and she is angry about it, right? Because like in a way where she's very resistant to it when you learn something bad about someone you really idolize. But she's like, I'll go on this journey with you. I don't actually want to do architecture anyways. She is still somewhat doing this project, and so she's going along on this journey with them to basically find out who actually wrote this book. And there's hidden rooms in the house and like all kinds of stuff. And
see, architecture can be fun.
Architecture can be so fun, mysterious. And the son of this author is getting weirder and weirder and weirder, and you're like, is he trying to fuck her? Like it's like icky, but like in just like I don't know what is going on with him. He's like kind of scary. Like she throws herself out of his car at one point because he freaks her out, and she's been on basically antipsychotics her whole life because she sees this fairy king from this book all the time.
Okay.
And she starts seeing him even when she's taking her pills.
Uh-oh.
While she's at this house, which is in like a more like secluded rural area far away from where she's from. And she's like, what the fuck? Like, I'm losing my mind. And so those are kind of the two plot lines going on of like, am I losing my mind or was I never crazy? And the mystery of who actually wrote this like super beloved book. Yeah. It would be like finding out J.K. Rowling completely stole a manuscript for Harry Potter. Like
I would believe that.
I would honestly celebrate. Anyways, so that was that book. I think I gave it 4 stars. Yeah, 4 stars. It was really good. There is going to be a second one. I'm pretty confident it's just going to be a duology, which is great. I love a duology.
I love a duology.
And the second book comes out in July.
Nice.
I'm so excited. And it didn't even really leave on a cliffhanger, which is kind of a pun if you read the book. I'm not going to explain that. I think it's just going to be like, okay, this was the first chunk. Where are we going next in this world? Oh, but in the feminine rage, she ends up facing up to her professors in the school and finding her voice and advocating for herself.
Good.
I almost said how, but that will be like too spoilery. Because there is also like a content warning for this book. There is a not super graphic, but like a sexual assault situation that she is also coping with and dealing with, navigating how that, her being a victim, but it still more negatively impacted her reputation than it did the other person's, because
as it does,
patriarchy. Yeah. So I would say this is light patriarchy, but I think that's why I did a star, because I like to escape those things.
Yeah, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago where you were like, we can have these big giant fantasy worlds where like the rules don't matter. We can make up whatever we want, but there's still patriarchy.
Makes me insane. I don't mind it when it's when it's a
plot line,
or not a plot line, but like a lesson. Like I'm trying to teach something about the world we live in.
Like Blood Over Brighthaven.
Exactly. And make you look at it through a different lens on purpose versus like Game of Thrones.
Or it's just patriarchy.
Which is just patriarchy for the sake of patriarchy.
It's patriarchy with dragons and incest.
Mm-hmm. Pissing me off. Anyways, what's your next book?
I read more books than I thought, and I forgot about them because February was 4 days. This one is a really short one. You remember a couple weeks ago where I had this bit of a breakdown that I have an American child who is in the British school system who's not getting any type of American or Black history. And I was like, where the fuck do I start? I read Stamped for Kids.
Cool.
Which is about anti-racism.
Nice.
I wanted to see if it was something I could start to read with her. It's not. The topics are really accessible, but they need it. She's 6. So.
Which I think is saying something, because you don't stray away from most hard conversations with
my daughter.
Yeah.
With baby Morgan.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I usually just lay it out in like a very factual way of like, this is what it is. And the same way the grass is green and the birds chirp. It just is. This is where I start to overthink a lot of my own, for lack of better words, wokeness, in that like, am I really an ally, or am I pretending?
Or am I putting my feelings above am I protecting my feelings above my allyship?
Yeah.
Because I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, in that like, I want to be honest with her, but at the same time she's 6 years old.
You want to protect her from like how bad the world is. Yeah.
Yes. But Black 6-year-old children don't get this protection. They learn really early. So I want her to be able to absorb it in a way that makes sense to her. The book is rated for ages, I think it's 7 to 12. And I think probably I would give it at least a year before I read it with her. Yeah. But it was really good. The information was really accessible. And there were things in that book that I did not know about, even though I thought I knew about, like, what was the first one? I can't even fucking remember. But the biggest thing for me was, like, Abraham Lincoln freeing the slaves, quote unquote. That was not because he gave a shit about Black people. It was because financially, there was a financial motivation. He wanted to end slavery because it took jobs away from poor white people. Yeah. There weren't enough jobs for poor white people, so let's end slavery so that way poor white people can work your farms and make some money. That was mostly it, right? And the 14th Amendment, I think it was the 14th Amendment.
13th is slavery.
Okay, so the 13th Amendment was signed, and that just ended slavery.
Unless you're in jail.
Right. It wasn't everything, which wasn't until the 15th Amendment.
I don't remember.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe I should read this book.
I'm going to sound so fucking uneducated. My brain, we flew in from our vacation last night, and my brain is still not Right.
That's okay.
But basically, the 13th Amendment didn't end slavery. It ended slavery, but it didn't procure freedom.
Yeah.
And equal protection under the law. I'm making a bunch of hand gestures because we all know, like, what had happened. Yeah. But, you know, it's just shit like that like, I didn't know, and I learned from a children's book from a children's book about racism, which makes me think I need to read Stamped for adults. But the information was really accessible. The audiobook is 2.5 hours long, and it's narrated by a child, which is great.
Oh, that's cool.
I think if you're going to listen to it for a child.
Because baby Morgan listens to a lot of audiobooks.
Yeah, she loves audiobooks. That girl loves audiobooks.
Little bookworm. Wonder where she got that from. Advanced reader.
We did the cooking class in Morocco, and the whole group of people in the cooking class thought it was so sweet and endearing that, like, when she needed a break, she would just go sit down at the table and, like, she opened up her book and read her book. They loved that. And I was like, yeah, that's just... Do you know how many books she brought with us? Like, half of our weight allowance was books. Someone needs to get this girl a Kindle. Stat.
Oh, my goodness.
But yeah, it was good. It's a good little book, and everything is presented with fact. It is the facts presented with context, but no emotion. Yeah. It just is. And so if you feel a little uppity about stuff, you probably need to check in with yourself. But it covers pre-1619 through present day. Was written in 2022, I think. So, yeah, read that. 2021.
I think the book, I read it a really long time ago, and I think I'm going to have crossover with the documentary called, what is it, The 13th? 13th? Have you watched that? Holy shit, that's so good. That's where I learned about slavery was banned except prison and, like, the impact of that. But I think The New Jim Crow is the book I read where I was like, we paint history this way, but, like, these loopholes were left for a reason. And they were exploited and continue to be exploited, but now we see it as normal, and we've rewritten history so that we don't connect those two dots. I'm pretty sure it was the book The New Jim Crow. Anyways. Is that all for that one?
Yep, that's all for that one.
Because
5 stars, honestly.
Your girl read Onyx Storm. Finally. I don't know how to rate it. Okay, hold on. I gotta talk my shit on Audible for a second. Because I am not emotionally ready to cancel my subscription. I don't know why.
To Audible?
Yeah.
I've switched to getting a credit every other month.
I was looking to switch my account, and that wasn't an option.
I had to do it on the computer.
I was on the computer.
Huh.
It was the $14.99 one, which is a credit a month where you, in the Amazon way, own it stays in your library, air quotes, own. And they also have some free books too that you have access to.
Like the Audible library.
Yeah. And then there's $9.99, which is what I switched to, which when I was reading it, I was like, oh, just the 1 credit a month. No. You basically get 1 rental a month, and you have to finish it in the month, or it comes out of your library. I'm like, so I'm paying for a goddamn motherfucking library? I'm not fucking doing that. So that was my final straw. I think I am going to delete my account, because you do still, all of the books that you did previously purchase, you do still have access to, even if you don't have a membership.
Audible Premium Plus, 1 credit every other month. Manage plan. I'm going to have to, we'll look at it together. Yeah. Yeah, 1 credit every other month, and it is.
Well, it doesn't matter, because I think I'm deleting my subscription.
Fair enough.
Which I've been meaning to.
I only have it still for the books that are Audible exclusives, which is like all of the ones by Carissa Broadbent. The Spark of the Everflame books by Penn Cole are also, so that's why I keep it around for those. But
fair enough.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Yeah, it pissed me off. Amazon's really fucking getting on my last motherfucking nerves.
So, did you lose like that credit for? Did you do it through Onyx Storm?
So I did that for Onyx Storm through Audible, and I think it'll disappear from my library. And so seeing that, I was watching it on, I don't think like 1.5 speed, but like faster. Watching it, I was listening to it, and so I don't think I got as much out of it I should go back and at least re-listen to the second half. I also was like, where the fuck am I? I get like the vibes, but like I have no idea. Like, you know how when you lived in a place for a long time and then you go back and you're like, yeah, I know what's going on here, and then you try to get to like the Walmart that you used to go to once a week and suddenly you can't figure out how the fuck to get there. Like, that's what it felt like in book form.
That's absolutely fair, because I wound up having my physical copy of the book while I was like listening and e-reading it, because for some reason I can't with a physical book. But as I had it, and I had the map open, and I kept like, if we go southwest, if we go north, we're gonna hit the cliffs of Draylor. And I'm like, where the fuck is this on the map?
Right.
So I feel you.
Yeah.
Where am I?
Right. And then right when I was starting to be like, okay, yeah, I got this. I'm in it. I'm back. We're good. We're moving and grooving. Things like really picked up. And I was like, oh, wait, what the fuck? Where am I? And I don't know why the whole book, I like realized my person, if they die, I'm going to be really fucking upset, is Imogen. My heart just picked her and I was like, nothing can happen to that woman.
I had the realization, so many people on the internet think that Taryn isn't going to make it out of the series, but after, I'm going to give you 5 seconds really quickly.
Set up for that.
I'm going to give everybody 5 seconds really quickly. If you have not finished Onyx Storm and you do not want to be spoiled, you need to pause this and...
Not pause. Skip forward 30 seconds.
No, longer. We're going to keep talking about it.
Okay.
Through this, we probably need to make this its own episode. But
yeah, I think we will make an Onyx Storm episode.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After seeing Violet catatonic after Andarna leaves, and Violet was going to leave her body, her soul was about to bye-bye, right? And I don't even think Andarna broke the bond. I think Andarna adjusted it. She bent it.
Made it so she could have distance.
Yes. Yeah. She did something to it because she is special. She is an Irid, and the other Irid was like,
you can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want. You already did whatever you want. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Just do what you want, girl. Violet she was a goner. Her soul was going to Malik. She was on her way. And Terranok was like, absolutely the fuck not. Get your ass back here. He was her
tether. Yeah.
Yes. Basically. And then she was catatonic for a fucking week, where like she couldn't get out of bed. She wasn't eating. She wasn't drinking. She wasn't talking. She wasn't doing anything. Truly, if Taryn dies, I don't think Violet will make it. Because the bonds get stronger with every single writer. It can't.
See, and I think
Rebecca has promised a happy ending for at least Violet.
Yeah.
Because Violet is the main character. There is a happy ending for Violet. I don't think there's a happy ending in a world where Taryn doesn't exist. She said, you were the gift of my life.
Aww.
When she thought they were going to die.
Precious.
Come on. He can't die. Oh my god. The end of that book fucked me up.
Yeah.
So bad. I loved that book. I can see how you're like, I don't know how to rate it. It
kind of feels like a between book of like, we're kind of...
Because it is.
Yeah. Like, you know how like every book series has that one book where you're like, it's no one's favorite, but you need to read it to get from point A to point B. It felt kind of like that book. And so I don't think it was bad by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah. But I think it's probably like a 3.5 if I had to put it, as far as like things go.
Go for it.
But I also don't think I sat with it the way I sat with the other 2 books. So I'm also like, took me forever to read it because the world is burning. So like, I'm not exactly in the best mindset to enjoy something right now.
I know you're texting me. You're like, who the fuck is Varish? Who is he? And I'm like,
I knew. Was it Varish?
No, not Varish. Panchek.
Yeah. I really need to do a reread. I do want to go back and I'll have to get the audiobook for the second one.
Fantasy fangirls for at least Onyx Storm.
They're the sisters who have a
podcast. Yeah. They had recommended, if you're going to reread Onyx Storm and really want to like understand the end of it is meant to feel like chaos, right? That's why it's fucking war. It is chaos. Chapter 50 and beyond.
Yeah.
Like, which is like less than 20 chapters to like...
Yeah, and I think I have enough time with the Audible version to do at least that. So I don't want to talk too much about it because I do think we should do an episode about it, even though we've already given spoilers in this one.
Fuck it.
You snooze, you lose, suckers. Okay, that was my last completed book, but one that I think you're about to say that I've started and haven't finished, but think I'll finish by the end of the month
that one's not in there either.
Girl!
Well,
you're talking about this next, because I'm setting you up, is Scythe and Sparrow by Brynne Weaver, which we're not going to talk a lot about anyways, because it'll be an episode. And I haven't finished.
It was good. It was really
Of course
good.
it is. I have no questions about that.
It's Brynne Weaver. I really enjoyed it. Listen, 5 stars. Mm-hmm. It was a good time. It was a great time.
It always is.
Brynne did some really questionable things.
As she does.
With food.
As she is wont to do.
And there is a chapter with cotton candy that I need to go back and reread because I still really don't understand the semantics of it all. But that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. It's
probably better if you don't, is my guess.
So fun.
Knowing Brynne Weaver.
It was so fun. I want a feral codeine addicted raccoon.
I too.
Named
Barbara. I fucking love it. I fear, and I texted you this, I'll have to show you the person. There is a person in my real life who...
That you said reminded you of Fionn?
Yeah.
Or Fionn reminded you of them?
Like, too much. And so I haven't gotten to a scene of them fucking yet, but I am absolutely going to be picturing Nick from high school who was popular not only because he was hot and an athlete, but also so fucking nice. And the one you have a crush on in a way of like, I'm not even going to entertain that ever actually happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I'm just going to think about it from time to time, where he's like dark hair and these like crazy blue eyes. And now he's literally a CrossFit instructor. And I'm like, it's 2 on the nose. It's 2 on the nose.
How far into it are you?
I think I'm only a third, maybe a half.
Okay. Have you gotten to like Fionn's extracurricular activity as a doctor?
Crocheting?
No.
No. Okay, then no.
Okay.
I think he's mentioned it.
I don't think he has. Okay,
Anyways.
so you haven't finished Scythe and Sparrow. I finished Scythe and Sparrow. Really good. How's that one not in here? I know why that one's not in here. Okay. So there are 2 other books that I finished then after Scythe and Sparrow. Wow, so I finished more books than I thought. I got an advanced reader copy of Rebel Witch, which was a book I was excited about.
Ooh, yeah.
I got it like 10 days before publication.
That's so exciting.
I was so let down.
No!
I know.
You were so excited.
I was so excited about it.
Because what's the first book called?
The Crimson Moth.
Yeah. So if you remember from our 2024 wrap up.
It was one of my top books.
Morgan was so excited.
Yeah. And this one's called Rebel Witch. I was incredibly let down by it. Bummer. And it's not in the way of like I saw stuff coming because that's just who I am. And I like when I see stuff coming and I turn out to be correct. 90% of this book is an internal monologue. Dual POV. I'm trying to remind myself that like these are young characters. I want to say they're probably in like their early 20s at the earliest. But they're not communicating at all. They're not using their words. By contrast, Xaden and Violet are also in their early 20s, right? And they're 2 people who were set out to kill each other initially. And they figure out a way to lead a revolution, which is what these people are trying to do. Anyway, they play cat and mouse for the whole fucking book, which is fine because that is what I signed up for. That's what happened in the first book. But they both have these deep feelings for each other, and they both keep trying to talk themselves out of it. But they're not talking to each other. They're it's a lot of like running around over the course of 4 days. This book drug on and on and on for me. And it took me over 2 weeks to read this fucking book. And I was so bummed. I am satisfied with the way that it ended. But I'm satisfied with the way that it ended. Nothing happened in the book until the last 85, or until the last 15% of it.
Ugh.
Nothing happened.
That's rough.
It was
That's such a bummer. I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, I 2.5 stars. I would maybe 3 if I have the audiobook. I had pre-ordered the audiobook and I didn't cancel it, and I'm hoping if I reread it and listen to the audiobook that maybe it will make me feel differently about it, because then it's somebody talking and it's not reading an internal monologue, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But there have also been books that I've read that were a lot of internal monologuing that I listened to in audiobook format, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like pissed off about it. So I finished that one.
I have one more to break
Tell
up
me.
yours that I didn't finish that I'll touch on for a second, called Erasing History by Jason Stanley. Last month I read How Fascism Works by him.
Jason Stanley.
I really like his he writes in a really accessible way that's really informative, without like, I don't want to say dumbing anything down, without like watering down anything. And so this one's basically talking about book banning and, you know, wanting to take out CRT and, you know, not talk about how race, religion, how the reality of so much of America and our development being revolving around race relations in some way or another, like, period. Because it is like, people on the other side of the aisle that I talk to will be like, it's always racism, and I'm like, yes.
Correct.
You walked right into the point. It's really good so far. I have like no time in the audiobook left. I'm wrapping it up. But I started it a long time ago, so I can't remember it enough to talk that much about it.
Yeah.
But I can tell you it's good.
All right.
So
You'll probably finish that in the next couple days.
exactly. So
Perfect. Okay, and then the last book that I finished was Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. Bitch.
I always say I love her, but I've literally only read
Bride.
That book was enough. I trust her.
Bride was the first book I read by Ali Hazelwood, and after that I was sold. I was like, let's fucking go. I realized recently Ali Hazelwood is her pen name because she actually produces and publishes scientific journals. Like, she is a scientist. And so Ali Hazelwood is her pen name because she doesn't want the two different publications to get mixed up when people search her name.
Valid. Very, very valid.
I gave this one 5 stars. It is... people want to say that Ali Hazelwood recycles tropes, but what romance author isn't recycling tropes?
Yeah.
Like, there's only so many tropes we can use.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I'm going to eat it up every single fucking time.
Yeah.
I know exactly what I'm getting from an Ali Hazelwood book. I am going to get hilarious banter, a woman who is so fucking smart, a man who pines and yearns.
Love it.
Love it.
Who's complaining about that?
The filthiest smut I have ever read.
Those are my favorite things.
Yes. A TikToker.
Smart women, pathetic men, smut. This is the future that liberals want. I was talking to my stepmom recently where I was like half joking, or I was like, men should start in jail and earn their way out.
Amen.
Through like a point system. And she was laughing at me, and I'm like, you know, those memes are like, this is the future liberals want. I can't even argue with them because half the time I'm like, hey, that sounds pretty good to me.
That sounds great. We should cage all the men.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
End of my book. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah.
What have they done throughout history to prove that they don't deserve to be in cages?
Nothing.
Nothing.
They've caused all the problems.
They've caused all the problems. Every war was started by a man. Anyway. Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I have found the reviews on the internet to be very divisive. This is like Schrodinger's kink book.
Schrodinger's kink.
It is
That's
simultaneously the filthiest, kinkiest smut some people have ever read, far too filthy, and at the same time far too vanilla for people. And what people fucking miss is it is two people who have kink fantasies and have never had a partner to explore them with, who are now exploring kink together. And it is kink light. They are in college. It's a college junior and a college senior.
Kink
okay?
101.
they're experimenting with like dom sub stuff. I guess I don't know much about kink culture. There's a sheet, a dossier, if you will, of things that you're into that you exchange with your kink partner. So that way everybody knows they're on the same page. And they get into that. But it's like dom sub stuff. Kink light. It's not that big of a deal. But it's a cute story.
Cute.
They start out just as like a hookup thing. Lucas, the male main character at the beginning of the book, is in a relationship with someone else. They've been in a relationship for like 6 years. And Scarlett, Vandy, her last name is Vandermeer. They call her Vandy. She's a diver. Lucas is a swimmer.
You just reminded me. I have another book I started.
Yay!
Which I'll talk about after this.
This February wrap-up is actually February's ramble.
Yeah, very much so.
So Vandy is a diver, and Lucas is a swimmer. Lucas is like Swedish Michael Phelps, basically. Like, he holds all of the world records. He is a multi-Olympic medalist.
Holy shit.
He's a senior in college. And Scarlett walks in on Lucas and Penelope, his girlfriend, having an argument. It sounds like they're breaking up, and Penelope and Scarlett are divers together on the same dive team. And she kind of overhears that it's a little bit about like kinky stuff, and Scarlett's like, all right, Penelope's always been great to me, so she asks Pen if they can like go sit for coffee, and she basically like opens up to Pen that like, hey, I'm into these sort of things. Like, do you want to ask questions? Like, can I give you pointers to like make you more comfortable? And Pen keeps saying, this is so 50 Shades, Vandy, which is so funny. But Penelope and Lucas do break up, and Penelope one night very drunkenly is like, I know you two should have sex. You two should hook up.
That's so funny.
So it's cute. And then Lucas and Vandy keep getting thrown together in different ways because they're both pre-med. And Vandy's so fucking smart pre-med, and she gets put on this project. And Lucas is on this project as well, too. It's something to do with cancer research. I don't know. I'm stupid. I have no fucking clue. Again, Allie Hazelwood writes for the smart girls. Not for me. It's fine. And then there's a little Allie Hazelwood verse, like, crossover where, like, there are two characters in this book that were from
The Love Hypothesis. That's cute.
It's so cute.
That's fun. I love when that happens.
Me too. I love when there's a crossover. So now there's like an Allie Hazelwood verse where like all these characters exist together. I gave it 5 stars. It was definitely not vanilla. I liked the exploration of feelings with it. I really enjoyed. I love Allie Hazelwood's writing. I love a man who is pathetic, but Lucas is not pathetic. That's the thing. He's not pathetic. Yeah. But he yearns, he pines, and you can feel it. It's all from Scarlett's point of view. And you can feel it. You can feel him yearning and pining.
Cute.
I love it. Ugh, what a great book to end my month with.
My other book that I've started and haven't finished, will probably finish because they're quick reads. Last month I read Muscles and Monsters. The second book in that series is Tentacles and Triathlons. And it's gay Kraken monster romance.
Gay Kraken monster romance.
Yeah.
That is Unhinged Smut Book Club podcast material.
Precisely. I'm very excited about it. In this world, like, previously, like, you didn't know monsters existed, and then monsters were like, hey, we're here. Can we just, like, exist?
And everybody was chill about it?
Not everybody. So most people are like, yeah, because some of you look pretty fuckable. Then the other people were like, this is a little spooky. It's like not spooky to see monsters everywhere, guys. And so the main character of this one is the brother of the main character of the last one.
Okay.
And he's kind of a monster phobe because he had like a traumatic childhood situation camping with his dad where like a Mothman situation was like, don't come in the woods or I'll eat you. And then he had to run back to the tent and his dad was mean and it was a whole thing. And then his sister from the previous book marrying a monster. And so he's like, okay, I have to get the fuck over this phobia. I can't be like this. This is my family now. And so he's trying to go to their like wedding shower and things like that. And it's like all these monster friends.
He's trying to exposure therapy himself.
Kind of, yeah. And he has this interaction with Kraken Man, who's like older than any other monster. He's like the only one there that's like hundreds of years old. And like there's very few Krakens left. And so he's very like, ugh, I know I make people uncomfortable. Like that's like his whole narrative. And then the human person is like, I'm uncomfortable, but I'm trying not to be a dick. And that's pretty much where I'm at. And Kraken person is like, this uncomfortable man who I know I am contributing to his discomfort. I feel bad about that. However, fuckable. I see you. And so,
however,
he's
would smash.
Yeah, right?
Next.
Human person is training for a triathlon, crushing bike and running, terrible swimmer. And so it's setting him up to have to ask Kraken Man for swimming advice.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then have gay tentacle sex. Eat it up. Only thing better than boys kissing boys is boys kissing monster boys.
Okay, I think that...
Does that wrap it up?
I think so. The only other book that I have that I've started is the book club book.
Oh, yeah.
Which is...
Killers of a Certain Age. We can talk about that next month then.
We can talk about that next month. Oh, I'm sleepy.
Oh my goodness. And my daughter just woke up, so this is perfect timing.
Oh, great. I gotta go pick up my dogs. It's all working out.
It's almost like we are grown-ups who can plan things effectively and use our time wisely.
Oh my God.
From time to time.
Oh my God.
Look at us go.
Okay. And that's it for this episode of the Unhinged Smut Book Club. Thanks for reading with us. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Stevie. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode filled with chaos, kink, and questionable literary choices.
Until next time, keep it spicy.
Bye.
Bye.